Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. Today is November 14th, 2000. Whoa, I'm getting a little delay there. 2014. Did I say 2014? 2018, November 14th. G2 Academy Wednesday hump day today. Just want to welcome everybody to our live. We've got Dakota, Kelsey, Jazz, Katie, and I know Logan. You've been joining later because you've got some things happening on site. So good to have you here, everybody live. So let's before we get going. Good morning, girl. How are you? Good to see you. Come on in, have a seat, and if you happen to have your computer with you, that'd be great. If not, no worries. We'll chat in just a second. All right. Hey, today's take a look at our game plan. I want to talk about Trello a little bit. Hey, gentlemen, before we get started, I need you two to be more respectful to the conversation. That would be very helpful to the rest of us. Thank you. All right. Once again, if you happen to be in the room and we're doing our video conferencing, just hit the mute button. That'd be great. Angelo, if you just hit that, we get no feedback. Appreciate that. All right. Virtual learners, we are wrapping up our NWEA. So if you do not have that data, we'll need to gather that from you today. There are some of you here live will be doing that. So those watching us recorded, we make arrangements to come on in. That's important. Also want to chat a little bit here before we get going with our task of the day, which is about Trello and how that's going to really impact our virtual learning. And I already have two students this week who have decided to forego some Play-Doh pieces and do more through Trello. I'm going to show you how that is so smoothly and how I can even customize that more for all of you. But we do want to talk about later on, I don't have the digital copy up right now, but I want to talk more about agreement. All virtual students when come in. We do have a new agreement for the second marking period. One of the big, huge components is requirement that you must attend 3 out of 5 virtual webinar meetings we're having, such as right now. For those students who are with me live right now, this counts. For some of them in this room here, they've already achieved the objective of being at least a 3, and they don't have to attend anymore throughout the week. But you are required to stay enrolled on G2 Academy's virtual learning to be present on these for 3 to 5, out of 3 to 5 during the course of the week. You're also required, because we can monitor that, at least 2 hours a day. I want to remind everybody, we did send out a notification that we are going through our virtual learners. If you're not engaged with the content, we will drop you from the G2 Academy program. It just isn't working out, which we do respect and understand, or reach out to us and we can come up with an alternative plan. So I sent out about 15 to 20 of those yesterday. So please get a hold of us ASAP if you are truly still interested in being served by the virtual platform. For those, obviously it's a 1 day, but I want to share about that. 1 day a week coming into on site to have conversation, help, assistance, and use some of our resources at G2. But I want to put an asterisk by that, because not everybody here live in the circle or out there in Cyberland have an agreement that you have to be here. I cannot have Logan Kibbe joining us live face-to-face once a week because he's in Egypt. So we do have special cases. If that applies to you, you're fine. And also just want to talk a little bit about the milieu usage, how we're going to utilize this. And those who are here today understand that I won't go over that right now with our webinar, but we do have some expectations when you're here. You have carte blanche, which is a word meaning you have freedom, choice to work in some areas, but the booths are not allowed for virtual learners. They're only for teacher conference only, because it's more intimate, closed, and private conversations can take place in those. And we're reserving those for teacher conferences with students throughout the day. So just want to go over the virtual learning agreement protocols, expectations, and my promise to you that I'll be here when you seek and want on a daily basis if you desire. Also, last Friday I had 7. I was excited about that. 7 individual personal webinars. People wanted to go over some courses via Zoom. So that can be scheduled anytime. Also this Friday, a meeting in Ludington. Anybody is in Ludington wants to meet at the Red Rooster and like me to buy you a cup of chocolate, hot chocolate. I have a meeting at actually 1 o'clock to about 3. Anybody's interested for 2 hours, wants to stop by the Red Rooster in Ludington, I'll be available. And that counts as your contact time. So if you need some contact time, it counts as on-site time. So that may work for you. So anyway, enough of that. I want to go down with the protocol or the thought of the day today. And for those who are out there, this is I don't know. I think it's a unique experience. What I want to do is pick on somebody. Well, I don't want to pick on anybody. I want to talk a little bit about Trello, and you've heard me talk about all those who are present here today and those who, why would Trello want to be a class I want to take? Yeah, do I have to take do all these activities on the cards? Absolutely, but this is over a course of 9 weeks. And I personally would love to, and I prefer Trello over Plato. And for some of you that may not be the case, that's okay. But this school is all about voice and choice. So we have a choice. So today, I really like to give you a more in-depth look of what is Trello and how does it apply to my learning. And Mrs. Carmasol and I did 23 videos in 12 hours to kind of go over the components. We have a welcome board that will really, truly walk you through what this means, because it's kind of hard when you're in the virtual world. You're not here face-to-face all the time. So I'd like your thoughts on this. It's a short 5-minute piece, actually maybe 6 minutes max, about what is Trello and how can this manage your class. If you're interested, or even if you're not, or curious, check this out.
Hi, welcome to G2S Academy. We're so excited to have you be a part of our Wolf Pack. I want to tell you a little bit about what you can expect with logging on to our online systems and how to use them. The system we use for our project management is called Trello. We're going to show you how to use Trello in addition to your other accounts. Once you get set up here at school, you're going to be assigned a Gmail account that attaches to G2SAcademy.net. We'll get you your email address and we'll get you logged into Trello, so come with me. At G2S, we use Trello to manage our projects. Think of Trello just like you would think of Instagram or Snapchat. It's an application that's out there for the world that we participate in school to help manage our projects. Once you get your email address, use that same G2S.net email address to create your account in Trello. You can connect your accounts and you're going to open up your Trello account, which is just like walking into school here and walking into our meeting. When you log into Trello for the very first time, you're going to be taken to a spot that's called a board. A board is like your own special area to get acquainted with the tools of Trello. In your untitled board, please feel free to follow the tutorial that Trello provides to you in the help section and play around with each one of these lists and cards. We'll talk about what lists, cards, and boards mean at G2S. On the home page in Trello, you'll see a series of colored rectangles. These are what are called boards. Boards represent each class you're enrolled in at G2S. Boards are assigned to you by your teacher. When you click on any one of your boards, it's...
Okay, so Ms. Carmasol goes into her tutorial and she's speaking to, as many of you may already know, the different elements of your Trello board. So what I wanted to do share today was not the complete overview, but what welcome, bless you, we call them welcome boards. And if Kelsey doesn't mind, I just pulled up hers. Basically, if you're interested further in Trello, email me, text me, or talk to me today, and I can send you what we call a welcome board. And on each of these welcome boards is a video that would identify each of these. Now, why would I want to take a Trello class versus just stay on Plato? It's like if, hey, I'd like to take Ms. Zimbach's English course and a world history course and gather 2 credits, or not, excuse me, 2 half credits or quarter credits there, and it's a good way of obtaining classes. This is a great way of doing it. So it's like being in Ms. Zimbach's class, but doing it virtually. And that's the first of its kind. So if you are interested, reach out to me and we can talk and discuss some of the possibilities. We don't have to weigh in today, just so I appreciate everybody being here live. And if anybody have any questions in the room, I'd be more than happy to take them. We could talk about that later. But for those who may have any questions watching later on recorded, send me an email, text, or reach out to me in your daily communication. In closing, also keep in mind, everybody out there, that I do send out emails regularly, sometimes twice a week. I like to send them out Friday night and just another way of staying connected. So check your emails often, as it's one way that I promise I'll stay connected with you. Hey, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected. Have a great